Year's course, I understand there's some changes. They've taken out a few turns.
Yes, actually it's going to be very exciting, and I believe that you'll see every car in the race break the track record, because the manner in which they've changed the track is really fast. I believe we'll be hitting speeds of 190 probably on the backstretch. They took out the turn that went underneath the hotel parking area there, and that was kind of a little bit dangerous. The cars were airborne there over the bumps and things. And in doing so, they've created just a little longer straightaway, and it'll be a much faster race for us.
What about you two? Is this a nice race for you because it's so close to home?
Yeah, it is. We have a lot of friends and guests that get to come and watch us that don't normally get to watch us.
Okay, I'm having trouble hearing, but I believe Mike is on the line. Go ahead, you're on with Dick and Diane. Hello, are you there? Frank, you're up.
Yes, Dick, I wanted to know, with the top drivers like the Al Unser Jr.'s and the Emerson Fittipaldis, are they just better drivers, or do they have better equipment?
Well, I think that along the way, years ago, it used to be that, you know, some of the drivers like Al Unser Sr. And Al Unser Jr. that you're talking about now got started driving the little go-karts when they were 8, 9, and 10 and 11 years old. And then as they moved on up the ladder, their families were all involved in racing. And it was almost a natural instinct for them to just go on into it. The equipment today, I have to say, plays a major part, and that's how you can see a national champion as an example on one year. The next year maybe finish 6th or 7th or 8th. The competition is so tough. Last week, or last Sunday, at the Phoenix International Raceway, as an example, our driver Scott Brayton qualified 10th, but can you believe that if he would have ran 1/10 of a second faster, he'd have been 5th? And that's how close the competition is today. So it's hard to say really who's going to win. And in answer to your question, is Little Al or Emerson a better drivers? That's hard to say, because all the spokes in the wheel are necessary in order to win. And I just have to say that they've got a lot of experience. They are good drivers, but there are a lot of other good drivers in our series that are just as equal.
Okay, you mentioned Al Unser Jr., and you say it's tough to win week after week, but every year he wins Long Beach. Why is that?
Well, he's got a little secret going here that none of us can figure out, and I think we've all tried. We've kidded with him a little bit over it, and he's had a lot of luck going his way here. He's had a lot of talent here, and I think that this is the type of road course that Little Al kind of shines on. Each of us have special courses that we're better at. My course was Phoenix, and Indianapolis was my 2 best competitive courses. I had a tough time here at Long Beach personally. You know, the corners are a little bit rough for myself, and I think Little Al just loves it. I think he comes here, and it's just like it's home to him. It's his backyard type racing. He does very well in about a half a dozen of our tracks, and then there are some other tracks that Little Al has a hard time really competing for 5th place.
Diane, if you were to talk with Scott Brayton or Hero, what would you tell him how to beat Little Al? Put you on the spot here.
Yeah, that is a good. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's good. Follow him.
Just stay close and hope you got enough.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. It's like there's at least a dozen cars at every race, and not always the same dozen, that are really right in there. And I hope at Long Beach this weekend both of our cars will be right in there.
What's it take besides skill and good luck to win? Is your team and the pit crews that important that they can win or lose a race for you?
Yes, the driver, the team, the crew, as you say, and the equipment are the 3 main ingredients. And if you have a weakness in any one of them, as in a case of this last race where Scotty happened to spin out just a few laps from the end, the car went away on him a little bit, the tires or whatever happened, the car got a little bit loose, and towards the end of the race there, he spun out. And you know, that's just one little error that was made in judgment that took us from 2nd or 3rd at the worst to a 9th. And on the other side of the coin, the crew can foul up if the fellow forgets to change his gun and he hits that hot wheel with the gun going the wrong direction. He can actually seize that nut and then can't get the wheel off, and that can cost the race for the whole team. Or the fueler can make a mistake by not hitting the trigger just right. Or I could go on and on of the mistakes that can be made that can keep a team from winning, no matter how good the driver, no matter how good the equipment. And the other way is, no matter how good the equipment and the team, the driver can cost us a race as well. So it takes all the spokes in the wheel to be very strong in order to win. And I'm here to say it's tough, and any team that wins deserves it.
Sponsorship's obviously a big part of your business. You have to have major sponsors to help support the cost of your business. I know you've got Panasonic on one car and what's it, Amway on the other one?
Well, on Hero's car we have Sega Video Games and Panasonic, and we have Amway with Scotty, and Northwest Airlines, Herc Celanese are our major sponsors on that, Rain-X and Coke-Mate, and that's our major program between the two.
Whose job is it between the two of you to contact the sponsors and convince them that yours is the car to sponsor?
You know, we work together on that. We make a presentation and bring all the materials together, but Dick is actually the guy that goes in there and does the dog and pony show. That's what I call it.
Dianne puts it together and I sell it.
Okay. If you were to describe somebody at let's say a cocktail party, what it is you do for the Simon Racing team, how would you describe what you do?
That's a little bit of a difficult question, but I think that I would boil it down to what I do on race day, because that's the most fun. The rest of it's just business. And on race day, we have a great little computer that we input. We have telemetry that we get input from the car on every lap, and at every lap I put in the fuel use and the fuel used on the previous lap, and it computes when we need to come in the pits, and I get real involved and real excited.
How important is she to the team?
How important is she? I would say without her right now we'd be in trouble, because she's taken on an awful lot of things on her shoulders, and you know, she does help in the sales of it as well, because one of the things that Dianne comes across to the sponsors is very efficient in making sure that the facts and figures are all there for them to see where the money goes and what we do with it. And on the marketing side of it, the trade relations side, where we're entertaining their clientele, Dianne is beautiful in that area as well, because the wives of the presidents and the chairman of the boards of the various companies, they need somebody to talk to, and Dianne does a job there while I've got them off over showing them what the cars are doing and the husbands. And it works out good. We're just a good team. I'd be lost without her.
Good. Let's go back to the phone lines. Andy from Santa Ana, you're up next. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is specifically with financially, are sales down in racing this year, lower than last year?
How are sales, ticket sales, people still coming out? We are suffering through a recession right now. How's that affecting your business and your sport?
Amazing as it may sound, and I can send anybody the facts they'd like to see, but we had an increase in fan participation last year that was phenomenal. We had an increase of TV viewers. The media exposure was unbelievable. CART had its first year of huge percentage of gain of money left over, and they had to disperse some of that money to all the owners and drivers. It's a nonprofit organization, and so when you end up with something left over, that's how you basically handle it. And from a standpoint of ticket sales, they had the highest in history last year, and I would have to say that this year, every race we've been to, Australia was basically a booming success, and Phoenix was tremendous. They had a 2-hour getting out problem because there were so many people there. And I don't know how Long Beach is coming personally at this point, because we've been on the road, but I would have to say from the standpoint of, I called in the other day to ask for some of our tickets in Grandstand 30, and they were all gone. And so I said, well, what about Grandstand 29? And they said, Dick, bottom row only. And I said, oh dear. So if that's any sign, I would say that if you want some tickets to the race, you better get calling.
Okay, we have run out of time. It went by very quickly. I want to thank you both for coming. Tell us quickly, Dianne, what's going to happen in Long Beach with the team? You guys going to win it all?
We're going to win it all.
John, I'd like to mention Amway had a 53% gain last year. They went from 2-point-something billion to 4-point-something billion in a recession year, and they really feel that a lot of it was because of people like yourself, the media exposure we get, and everything about it. So if there's a recession, we don't know it in racing.
Good enough. Thanks again, folks, for coming. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Once again, Dick and Dianne Simon. We're going to take our final break, come back, tell you what's going on tomorrow night here on Orange County Sports Talk.